Now you can hear me. Yes. Okay. 3, 2. Welcome to the Nintendo Dads Podcast, episode 360, recorded on January 27th, 2022. It's just me tonight. Let's get this thing started. Greetings. Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Dads Podcast. I am Jesse Waldack. I am running solo tonight. Everyone else had things going on. Tim might join us later if I'm not done before he's off work. But since I'm by myself, this is not going to be a 2.5 hour show. I can guarantee you that. So, yeah, as the chat's already figured out, not that we haven't been plugging it at all, but a lot of Pokemon news. My normal Pokemon Minute stuff, but no one's here to stop me from talking a little bit more about it. Plus, we do have other normal news and talking about our normal plan, but we also have 3 weeks worth of what I've been playing because we haven't talked about it in the last 2 weeks. So again, which means next week they'll have 4 weeks to talk about. So not sure how well this is going to turn out, but let's get this thing started. Our news is brought to us by all of our patrons at patreon.com/NintendoDads for as little as $1. You can join our community on Discord and just have fun talking with everybody. If you listen to the show, you know the spiel. We have channels for each of our other shows, including Dads After Dark has a monthly mayhem and everything. Plus, we have additional root channels for the $5 plus tier. And if you're a Twitch subscriber, you should be able to access that as well, the $5 tier. And if you're not, DM us and we'll get you straightened out. Also sponsored by Manscaped and Gooder, but we'll talk about those later. So our first headline I wanted to talk about is this is the eve of Pokémon Legends Arceus. As you know, so I found out last week when my pre-order went through that if you purchase the game digitally, you'll get a code in an email separate from your normal purchase receipt to give you 30 heavy balls in the game. So just free, just redeem the code in game, and they're yours to use. Also, there's a day one patch already out there to get the game to version 1.0.1. So make sure you have that update downloaded before you start the game. If you've bought it on eShop, you probably already have it. If you've bought the game on cart, you'll have to download the patch. People are already wondering what the Manscaped ad's going to be like. Don't worry, it isn't me reading it. Justin gave me a pre-recorded copy for that. Okay, for the 3 of you who are still playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, the app has been updated to version 5.0. This update brings more animals and villagers for your campsite and a new smart device widget, plus a new pocket planner feature. what makes it a better experience? I'm not sure what they're saying in chat. Okay. So again, I've never played the game. I think some of the others might have dabbled in it. So I don't know anything about it, but Pocket Camp's got an update. So last week, Banjo Kazooie released on the Nintendo 64 NSO application, and with that update, also had a patched emulator. So it didn't fix all the problems yet, but the problem that was noticed in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, where the water layer wasn't rendering right in the Dark Link room, that's been mostly fixed. I don't think they said it wasn't perfect, but it is an improvement. The fog, just in general, still isn't rendering, but hopefully, if they fixed the water, hopefully they can fix the fog in the future update. Yacht Club Games Presents is scheduled for next week. So they're kicking off the media train, if you can call it that. I don't know. February 1st, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It will be on G4 TV's Twitch channel of all places. I don't know, but I plan on watching it and taking notes so we can talk about it next week. For game release updates, Aztec Forgotten Gods, which was slotted as early 2022, now has a date of March 10th. And Two Point Campus has a release date of May 17th. So that was a quick shot of the news. Before going on, I'll do our events plug. So again, every third Friday of the month. Actually, let's do this. There. Yeah. Now we can do events. The dinner table is every third Friday of the month, where Tim and the Nintendo Dads community get together to discuss whatever is on everyone's mind. We had that, so that was last week, and they talked about the focus was Spider-Man and spoilers, basically, and then the conversation kind of spread from there. They talked about other things, Marvel, other things, MCU, other things, Disney. So it all spread out. We were talking about the Daredevil show and the other, Netflix TV shows like Luke Cage, Defenders, etc. And I mentioned that I've never saw the third season of Daredevil. And then I had multiple people say, that's the best season. You need to fix that. And so I did. In like 4 or 5 days. I completely finished watching season 3. So I finished that last night. And yeah, I agree. That was the best season. And so, kind of small side note. So I was watching the normal news shows. I watched the Book of Boba Fett, and I watched Peacemaker, and then there was a plug at the end of Peacemaker for Doom Patrol. And I had no idea Doom Patrol Season 3 came and went before Peacemaker even started. So I'm like, oh, great, another show I'm behind on. So that's something else I need to do between all the gaming. All right. Okay, this is going to be a short show if it's just me. Before going on to the ad break, I'll go ahead and do the PokéMinutes.
Pika, Pika, Pikachu!
I hate you all.
So, okay, Pokemon Go events. Team Go Rocket is back at it again with new Shadow Pokemon under their control. Shadow Voltorb, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Whismur, and Hoppopotamus. I wanted to practice saying that before I recorded, and I completely forgot to do that. Hoppopotamus. During the event, you can use Charged TM to help a Shadow Pokemon forget the Charged Attack Frustration. This event started on Monday the 24th and go through Sunday the 30th at 10 o'clock local time, a.m. So I completely forgot about this after I added it to the notes. So this is something I want to do, not necessarily catch the shadow Pokemon, but at least go through and make all of the shadow Pokemon I have forget frustration and actually learn a move so they're useful. Okay. More information about Pokemon Go Tour Johto. During the 12-hour event, 5 habitats will rotate hourly to change which Pokemon are available in the wild. Pokemon associated with New Bark Town will be at the 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. hours. Violet City at the 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. hours. National Park at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. hours. Goldenrod City at 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. hours. Mount Silver at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. hours. And the last 2 hours from 7 to 9, all the Pokemon from all the habitats will be spawning. So, additional updates for February. Trainers who purchase the Pokemon Go Tour Johto event ticket and log into the game before February 10th can take part in the 3rd season of Heritage's timed research event, where you'll be trying to catch as many Pokemon as you can to get rewards. In previous months, it was the amount of Stardust collected. This month was the amount of XP earned. Next month is just Pokemon caught, if I remember right. Community Day will be on February 12th, featuring Hoppip. February's breakthrough encounter is Esper. Next month's 5-star raids will be Regirock from the 1st through the 9th, then Registeel to the 16th, then all 4 forms of Deoxys, starting with normal form through the 19th, attack form to the 22nd, defense form to the 25th, and speed form through March 1st. With the exception of during the Pokemon Go Tour Johto event, then Raikou, Entei, Suicune, Lugia, and Ho-Oh will be in raids. And for Mega Raids next month, Mega Houndoom will be from the 1st through the 15th, and Mega Ampharos will be through March 1st after that. So let's quickly cut to... I forgot to set up my scenes here. Let's cut to Justin's with a pre-recorded ad break for Manscaped and Gooder.
Hey folks, supported Nintendo Dads is brought to you by Gooder. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about Gooder before, and we're excited in 2022 to continue our partnership with Gooder and the Nintendo Dads community. Of course, we've talked about it before. Gooder thinks gaming should be fun, and absolutely your gear should be too. They make fantastic, fun, and functional sunglasses that everyone can afford. And of course, these fantastic glasses that I'm wearing right here, which are, it's not just a game. These are blue light or blue mirage glasses, which, hey, help block that blue light. Because I'm in front of my games. I'm hitting the wins on Rainbow Six Extraction, right? I'm hitting the W's in Apex Legends. Man, I'm killing it, right? Well, by the way, hey, why blue light makes your eyes sore, so doctors say. So, hey, wear some blue light glasses. These are absolutely fantastic. True story. Absolute true story. Work from home. Wear these all day. I'm in front of screens. I'm in front of Zoom calls all day. And I literally have people come on and they haven't seen me for a while. Like, wow, Justin, those are really awesome glasses. Where are those new? And I'm like, well, they are new. And they're like, well, where did you get them from? I'm like, well, they're blue light glasses, blue mirage, might I say, and they're from Gooder. And I say, hey, by the way, you can head over to gooder.com and of course use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, at checkout for 15% off, because they are absolutely the best things that I wear. I absolutely love my Gooder glasses. These ones for gaming all the time. I've got 3 pairs of Gooder glasses for sunnies. That's right. Not only do they make amazing gaming glasses, they also make absolutely amazing sunglasses. I mean, that's kind of where their bread and butter is, to be completely honest. Where they started off, and they moved into the gaming space because they're like, hey, gamers, they need sunglasses. They need amazing things to protect their eyes. And of course, Gooder shows up and makes these incredible, incredible glasses. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of a bigger guy, kind of a bigger, fatter head. I go with the BFGs, right? These have wider frames, longer arms, and bigger lenses. Now, these ones that I'm wearing right now, these are like I said before, it's not just a game, but I've also got these fantastic, just knock it on glasses are called. And they're sunnies, and I absolutely love them. They are fantastic. They're comfortable. I 100% love Gooder. We're excited to continue our relationship with them in 2022. And we're hoping that you jump in on this ride as well. So again, head over to gooder.com, use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 15% off at checkout. And folks, you pick up a couple glasses. They're absolutely fantastic. And by the way, they add new ones to their lineup all the time. So maybe you go back and, wow, that one's brand new. That one's cool. Awesome. All the Nintendo dads have several pairs of Gooder glasses, including a couple of them for our gaming as well. So hopefully you'll jump in on that train as well and jump over there and support Gooder. And again, guys, thanks for supporting us. Thanks for supporting Gooder. We appreciate it. Hey, look good, game Gooder. Back to you. Supporting Nintendo Dads is brought to you by Manscaped. Now, ladies and gentlemen, roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let wild hairs wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors, Manscaped, are here with the best tools to get you ready for that special occasion, all right? The V-Day, Valentine's Day, it's coming, so you got to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. So you got to get yourself ready for Valentine's Day. You got to do some manscaping. You got to groom yourself, take care of yourself, get yourself ready for that special day, all right? Manscaped is, of course, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. With our exclusive offer, go to manscaped.com and use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off and free shipping. You're like, Justin, listen, I don't even know where to start with Manscaped. What do I do? What should I be picking up? Let me tell you right now what you should be doing. Head over to manscaped.com and right on the front of the webpage, it says special offer, because I'm going to tell you right now, that is the absolute banger of a deal. And you can order this right now. And by the way, it'll be there before Valentine's Day, you know? It'll be there in time. So you go over, what do they got? The Performance Package 4.0. What? And what's in the Performance Package 4.0? Well, it includes the Lawn Mower 4.0. It's a skin-safe electronic trimmer. They got the Weed Whacker. That's ear and nose hair trimming. Boom, because you know you need that as well, right? You got to make sure your entire body is groomed and ready. You got the Crop Preserver. I personally absolutely love the Crop Preserver. It is anti-chafing ball deodorant. I know it sounds crazy, but guys, come on. You put deodorant on the other like sweaty, stinky spots of your body. Why would you not put it there? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You got the Crop Reviver, and you have got a magic mat, right? So that you can just kind of do it in the bathroom instead of doing the shower, so you clog it. Listen, I'm a hairy guy, all right? If I just started manscaping in the shower, my drains would be clogged. So they've got this mat you can put down. You can just shave yourself before you get in the shower. Boom, and it's disposable. Throw in the garbage. No fuss, no mess. It's fantastic. But of course, with the Performance Package 4.0, they have amazing free gifts that they're also including. So those things, like I just mentioned, the lawnmower, the Weed Whacker, the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver, the Magic Mat. Well, by the way, they also throw in 2 free gifts. The travel bag, I should say. I say bags because I got 2 of them. That's how much I love them. Guys, toiletry bags, right? You guys, listen, gentlemen, you should have a proper toiletry bag. You know what I'm talking about. None of this like big Ziploc bag, a proper toiletry bag where you throw all of your Manscaped products, right? Maybe your toothbrush, maybe your deodorant. By the way, they have deodorant as well at Manscaped as well, not just for your ball, but for your actual armpits as well you can pick up. Okay, I digress. The shed I like. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's not all. They also throw in the Manscaped anti-chafe boxers. That is a heck of a deal. Heck of a deal. And right now, if you head over there, it is, pick it up, Performance Package 4.0, and use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Now is the time to join Cupid and shoot your arrow with Manscaped this Valentine's Day. Thanks very much. And of course, Manscaped, thank you for your support.
Okay, thank you, Justin, for the pre-recorded ad read. Okay, so next up, I need to find myself in the notes. Okay, it's what I've been playing. Okay, so again, since we haven't talked about what we've been playing for the last 2 weeks, I've been collecting the games I've been playing for the last 3. So some of the stuff is kind of old, but you know, I need to fill time, otherwise this will be a 25-minute episode, and I don't want it that short. So the first game I wanted to talk about is Top Shop. This is a PlayStation 1 game that I don't remember who was hosting it, but someone from the Retro Logic was hosting a game. There was a website that runs a PS1 emulator. He provided the ROM or the ISO image for the game to create a room where multiple people could join in. I think they can play up to a 4-player game. So, and so that was, we had some technical issues with that, but overall it did seem to work pretty well. It's kind of like a Monopoly spin-off. Not really spin-off, it's not related to Monopoly at all, but it's like, think if you know what Fortune Street is, it's like it's a Monopoly like but different. That's kind of what Top Shop is. It's a Monopoly like in that you buy properties or these like storefronts at a mall in this case, uh, and then but it's not Monopoly. It's got different rules. And again, so I don't fully remember everything I did. I somehow managed to win the game just because I got lucky. Uh, Sometimes you get like random effects, like uh, you have to move to this specific space or move to an unoccupied space, or the one that triggered was everyone has the same amount of money as you do, and he happened to have the most money as in cash on hand. So he had like 4,000, over 4,000, not gold or dollars or yen, but whatever that in-game currency was. So therefore, all of us had over 4,000 of the currency, and the rules were the first person to 10,000 wins. And so I was able to win on the next game, on the next round. So completely lucky. I had nothing to do with it. I was just able to take advantage of someone else's rotten luck. So that's a game that I wouldn't mind playing again if they get back in contact with me and saying, "Hey, we're hosting this game again for another night." Yeah, I'd join them. It was a fun game. Okay, Picross S7 that came out on the 10th. I finished it on the 12th. Not because I finished it in 2 days. If you remember, I bought it I bought it from the Japanese eShop, so I had access to the game 2 weeks early. So when I posted my screenshot of, thank you for playing, you completed the game on Twitter on the 12th, I added a reply of, and no, I didn't buy it, play the whole game in 2 days. I've had the game for 2 weeks. So just in case anyone asked about it. But it's like any other Picross S game. Nothing really changed other than to get the bonus puzzles, you needed to have 4, 5, and 6 on your saves on your system instead of previous versions. You needed 1, 2, and 3. And they added touch controls, but I didn't try them. I think the Switch is a little bit too large for that to make sense, because a normal stylus with a point like on a 3DS wouldn't work on the Switch. You'd need to have kind of like a rubber tip that's not to a point. So I think it would be hard to fine point where you want things drawn, especially on the 40 by 30 puzzle where those squares are tiny. I don't know if I'd be able to do it with the touchscreen. So I just played the whole game on my desk monitor like I normally do. Okay, Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth. This is a game I never thought I'd buy. This was like the last big 3DS game, which was released after the Switch launched and didn't sell so well because everyone wanted Switch games. I bought it because there was an eShop sale for 75% off. So I bought, normally a $40 game. I bought it for $10. The first Persona Q game, I ended up getting stuck on the third boss, just because I either needed to grind, I needed to retool my personas, and or both, in order to get past what the boss's gimmick. In this game, same thing happened, but only on the second boss, so I didn't get as far. But I still got 30 hours into it. It's because like it took me about 10 hours to get past the first boss. Then it took me another 20 hours to get through that second dungeon, plus a lot of side stories, side missions stuff that's optional but recommended to do to, get more XP, get the bonus items for it. And so I did complete all of the side missions that were available to me at the time. So yeah, my total playtime was about 30 hours. So, similar to the first Persona Q game, just because I didn't finish it, I think I got my money's worth. So I'm not upset about that. Okay. Gorogoa that's a weird one. That was actually a game that was released in 2017 or 2018. This was something that Blanco recommended to me from the Dad's After Dark show. It's kind of a spatial puzzle game, but it's done with like these pictures that are, there is some animation going on, but they're mostly still. But it's hard to explain without actually seeing it. But there's basically 4 squares on the screen at a time, and everything is done through those 4, up to 4 different panels of art. Sometimes, like if you see, I'm just making stuff up now because I don't remember what it was exactly, because I played this 2 weeks ago. But say a person's thinking of a door, but I can peel that image away onto one of the blank canvases, and so that the door now is on the other screen. On the first screen, then I can move somewhere else, like, and then I can slide the door that I originally was thinking about into place to actually be a real door that I can walk through. So it's a lot of, so it's like a spatial, I can't think of the word I was thinking of. Perspective, that's the word. Puzzles. And there's like no words. The story is kind of slowly unfolds itself as you play. And I played it, and I'm like, I still don't know what's going on. I don't know what I did, but I did it. It's a short game. It played it in like 2 or 3 hours, and then when done, it unlocks like a demo that was part of, I don't know if it was a PAX or some other trade show in 2012. That completing that also gives you a small achievement. That's an even shorter experience. I think I finished it in 15 or 20 minutes. Some of the puzzles are the same, but some of the puzzles are different. So it's not just a smaller piece of the larger puzzle. It does have new things in it. So if you do play it, give it a go. I think John did a 30-second review of the game on his channel. So if you're curious about it, check it out. And at least with the images that he shows in the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm being asked in chat if I'm streaming Arceus. I will not be, but Tim will be. I'll talk more about that at the end of the show. What will be ported first to Switch? Twilight Picross HD or my Nintendo Picross Twilight Princess? Uh, I wouldn't mind any of them ported to the Switch. I think I've played them both on the 3DS. All right, RPGolf Legends, the game that came out last week. I didn't get that far into it. I think so it starts off, trying to think how to explain this. It's it's like pixely art. A lot of people compare it to Golf Story, but this is like a big, like a whole zoomed in, so the sprites are larger and more detailed, kind of like what you would have expected to see on a GBA at the time. So versus it being zoomed out and smaller. But yeah, you start out on an island where apparently something has put barriers around all the golf holes so no one can play golf. But for some you find this spirit of a golf club which follows you around like a navvy, and as you hit things and kill things with your golf club, it gains power, and when he has enough power, you can go to a crystal that's generating the field around the hole, and then you can break the crystal, opening up the hole. So there's like 55 of these things total in the game. So one of the achievements is play all of the holes in the game. N out of 54. The first one doesn't count since that's a tutorial island, but it's, once you do this to all the other holes, and you get that credit, and that's probably like the entire game. I think I'm working on hole 6. So again, I'm not all that far into it. But you're a lot of the game is talking to people, finding quests that they want you to do. You go do those quests, then you go back and do the reward. So it does have a good quest management system. It's kind of broken down by area, and like the first thing you have to do is, get access to the boat. You can get off the first island to go to the next island, where there's more holes you can unlock. I think there's at least, I know that there's more than 9 holes for sure. I think there's 9 holes in the bottom section. Then you can clear this barrier that's blocking the path to the northern part of that island, which will then lead to more. So again, I'm not that far yet, and so it's do the quests everyone wants, so you can get money, so you can buy upgrades, get better gear to hit the ball further, to do more damage when you're attacking enemies. So you at that point, it's the typical RPG thing. So again, I don't ultimately know what the final goal is, other than unlocking all the golf holes. How many balls do you get to put in the holes? Oh, you are able to collect multiple balls of various colors. Like, you can buy white ones. They have a crafting system where you have to buy the blueprints, then buy the ingredients. Like, if you have a white ball with red dye, you can make a red ball. In fact, one of the quests is to use a red ball off of the tee 3 times, which took me a while to figure out, because you can hit a ball anywhere for no reason, and you lose that ball from your inventory, but so you can walk over and pick it up again. And you're able to choose which ball you want at that point. But if you're hitting it from a tee, on one of the holes you unlock, you don't choose which color you want. So what it pretty much goes in your inventory order. Like, it goes white, blue, red. So I had to pretty much hit all the white and blue balls somewhere else off to the side. So the red was the top ball in my inventory. Then I can go to a tee, put the red ball in there, and then I could hit it. So I had to do that 3 times to get credit for that task. And then I had to go and pick up all the balls. If you don't pick up the balls that you knock around, you will lose them if you quit the game. Do you have to clean the balls like in real life? No, there was no ball cleaning mini game. So it's a game I like. I'm liking it so far. I do want to continue. It's just it seems like it's slow and grindy, because once you unlock a hole, the Navi's power drops back down to 0, and you have to do various things to fill it up again before you can unlock the next hole. Defeating enemies will do it. Completing holes that you've unlocked with a par or better will give you like a roulette wheel of prizes. Some of those prizes include a 25%, a 50%, or 100% bar fill. When I hit that earlier on, that was nice, but I'm having a hard time hitting it again. So when I do play it again, I'm going to have to go out in the wild and just beat things up until I get enough energy to unlock the 6th hole. Oh, the person asked me questions about the balls is trolling me. And he goes, "Ignore me, I'm 13 years old." I figured, but since I was talking about a golf game, I figured I'd play it straight. Okay, so that is a game I want to keep playing on. Nobody Saves the World, which I played on Xbox through Game Pass, is another game that a lot of people are liking. It's meh for me so far. It's similar to RPGolf Legends. It's it's just an open world RPG. Go out and figure out what you can do type of thing. But everything's a quest, and completing quests gives you points. Get enough points with the character you have, then you're able to unlock a new transformation in this giant transformation tree. Like the first thing you transform into is a rat, because you end up finding yourself in a dungeon that you can't get out of. But once you do the quests in the dungeon area, which is literally walk around it, investigate all the items that you can investigate, then you get enough points to unlock the rat transformation. And conveniently, there's some rat-sized mouse hole in the wall, which then you can go into it to get to another area, find an actual dungeon that you can use to defeat it to get more points. And then with each transformation, it has its own set of quests and achievements that these things kind of aren't optional, because if you want to you have to unlock the next set of transformations, so you have to do all the quests of the earlier transformation. And it does help you, like, walk you through how to use its abilities, but sometimes it's still confusing and time consuming. Like, the attack is gnaw, so you can see these teeth are going, and so which the gnaw attack can poison the creatures. And once it's fully poisoned, then you can do a consume attack, which is like a special attack, which refills some of the health of your health while doing more damage to the opponent. So there are quests slash achievements that you have to do gnaw so many times, poison them so many monsters, use consume on so many poisoned monsters, just to get enough points to do the next upgrade. So this game kind of reminds me of what was the name of that? I looked it up last week, but I didn't talk about it. Citizens of the Earth or something like that. It was a Wii U game that kind of had an Earthbound like look, where you're the president of the world and you like recruit all these other people. So you were able to change into various people to take their abilities. So it's a lot like that. I don't know if anyone else remembers the game. So I didn't find that interesting to me. I want to try this game again, but with so many other things I want to play, I don't know if I'll get back to this one. But a lot of people in the Discord said that they liked it and or were playing it pretty hard. So where are we at here? Okay. All right, the last game I have, and I originally wasn't planning on playing this, but I figured it was free, so why not? Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It came out earlier this week or last week. It's a free to play, free to download type. It's very mobile. It's designed for mobile games. It's kind of horribly so. Every mobile gimmick that a game's got, this game's got it. It's cross-platform, I think, on mobile devices and PC as well, not just on the Switch. But it will help you if you've never played Yu-Gi-Oh before. Going through some of the tutorial and the solo campaign will help you have an understanding of the concepts. But the problem is this game is designed to be PvP, player versus player duels. That's where its highlighted features are. And if you've never played it before, you're going up against people who've been playing this game for 20 years. People who have intimate knowledge of the 10,000 cards that are out there. And I played the game 20 years ago when it was new, and I understand how to use the easier cards, but these newer cards are just bonkers. And like newer the new play style, the new Yu-Gi-Oh as opposed to the old school Yu-Gi-Oh, like people will like literally play like 10 or 15 cards on their first turn. Like this card lets you uh, summon another card from the extra deck, or this one lets you pull something, play it directly from your deck, or let you put it in the card in your hand. Oh, you can use this to banish a card, which then you can use a different card later to bring it back. And it's all this back and forth. Like I literally had a person do a synchro summon of 3 creatures with over 3,000 attack points on their first turn. And yeah, I'm literally still playing the starter deck. I have not altered my deck at all. I haven't added additional cards that I've won throughout playing the solo missions. And even if I did, I wouldn't know how to defend against all that. So I'm sure there are ways to defend against it, but if you don't know which cards are good to do that, you can't add them to your deck to do that. So yeah, not a very noob friendly game. I think you can create like a room with friends. So if I haven't tried that function yet. My son also downloaded it, and I would like to see if I can set up a game like with the two of us. And like I think I told my daughter about the game too, and see if she'll download it and try to play and see how that works out. At least we'll be on an equal footing since we'll all have the similar decks. Though I'm familiar with the older school strategies that they're not, so it probably still wouldn't be a fair fight in that case. But at least I'm not up against someone who can beat me in one turn. And I think I've played around 15 to 20 online duels. I've won maybe 7 or 8 of them. I won enough to get into the silver rank of the ranked set duels. And at that point, forget it. I had no chance of beating any silver ranked. At least the people, because they do rank you on a similar scale. They start you off at a rookie level. So these are people whose is their first duel, or they've only played one other duel. Then next is the bronze duel. It goes through 5 ranks of that. You don't lose ranks if you lose. Apparently that does start once you get to gold 4. So if you're able to get into the platinum ranking, that means you're winning and you know what you're doing. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lucky I got the silver. But it is satisfying when you beat someone who has a prepared deck that has a theme. You can tell that they put effort into building the deck based on the cards they have, and they do work together well. And you beat them with the starter deck. It makes me feel good. It probably makes them feel like crap if they realized that I'm still playing with the starter deck. I don't know. So it's a game I'll probably continue to play, but solo only. I don't think I'll play online anymore. I don't have a chance, unless I like figure out some of these other advanced duels, advanced summoning techniques. They do have tutorials on doing synchro summons, XC summons, and pendulum summons and link summons. I think it was like the newest for ways to do that, and they all have special cards required to do it. But so that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Master, and I'll look into that. Okay. Okay, yeah, tonight, in about 1 hour from now, at the time of this recording, Pokemon Legends Arceus will go live on the eShop. And excuse me, I'll be playing it. I'm not going to be streaming it though, but Tim plans on streaming it. He thinks he'll start somewhere around midnight 30 or 1 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Chris HL just joined us and said this is my version of the Canadian takeover. Yes, that is exactly what this is. Okay, what do I have left? Okay, we do have one question from the community. Okay, we got an email from Mecha Dragon 101. And he starts off with, this question might upset Jesse on the show, but I'm going to bring it back anyway. Not knowing that it was going to be a solo show for me. So, lots of fans always complain about how Pokemon has been the same old game for decades now, when you have older RPGs like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest that's been doing the same formula for years. Yet people seem excited for Legends Arceus because it's trying something brand new. No, I'm not saying a game can't innovate, it can, but if you are sick and tired of turn-based gameplay from the mainline Pokemon games, you get tons of spin-off Pokemon games like Ranger and Mystery Dungeon to try, which are all different on its own way. I'm probably coming off as a biased fan, but I think Pokemon is fine where it is. What do you think of the franchise still, though? How would you change it if you can? Why do fans complain about the sameness in this game and not the hundreds of other out there that's also been doing similar things for a while? Yeah. So, there are differences between Pokemon and Dragon Quest. Final Fantasy, first of all, that Final Fantasy dropped what I thought made Final Fantasy good back with at 13. Uh, 13 still had turn-ish combat, but not quite. They did make it a weird mechanic, and then they went to an action with 14's the MMO, so it's an MMO, and then 15 is pretty much all action, and 7's remakes in action. And so I'm not a fan of that. The last Final Fantasy game I liked was 12. And Dragon Quest, yeah, it still goes to the turn-based and similar tropes. But the difference between Dragon Quest and Pokemon is Dragon Quest is a game is more than just its gameplay loop. The Dragon Quest has a new story every time that is unique and different every time. Pokemon stories is always you're a kid getting his first Pokemon from the local professor who has a rival who finds a bunch of bullies that you ends up trying to take over or destroy the world or do something completely off the wall that no 10-year-old has any reason to interfere with them, yet you stop them, you win the day, you earn the badges, you beat the top four, you beat the champion, you win. I just described 15 different Pokemon games with that paragraph. But if you state the story of a Dragon Quest game, it won't be the same story, even though the gameplay, the spells are the same, how you attack and use items are the same, but the stories are different. So I think that's the main thing. People are not necessarily tired of the turn-based combat, they're tired of the story. So Arceus changes the gameplay, changes the story. And that's what I think people are looking forward to. Early reviews are positive, high 8s, 9s, and even a few 10s. Where I don't think the Sword and Shield, Let's Go. I in Discord I said that they were meh. People said, I think they were higher than meh, but but they weren't 9s. They were 8s at most. So this is still getting a higher. This is people are not only looking forward to this game because of the changes, but those who have played it are giving it good credit for it. So I'll leave this question on for next week to see if anyone else wants to chime in on that. Another thing about you mentioned spin-off games like Ranger and Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, those are roguelikes. And I don't like roguelikes. So again, someone like Marty or someone else who does, sure, that might be a good distraction. But most of the spin-offs are in doing things that I know I don't like. Yeah, Pokemon Conquest, forget about that. That's RTS. My son even tried it. He goes, I don't know what's going on. Makes you wonder why they even bothered to remake if they wanted to focus on Arceus. Well, the remake was done by a different studio, and I think the pandemic delayed things. I think Arceus was meant to be the November game. The remakes were probably meant to be earlier last year. So I'm still surprised that they only had releasing them 2 months apart. Yeah, Mecha Dragon says Troze. Yeah, exactly. We don't need another Match 3 game. Okay. Well, that kind of wraps things up already. I didn't quite make an hour, but still, I'm kind of surprised I made it as long as I did. Yeah, Tim was gonna see if he can join if he was off work beforehand, but I told him, yeah, I'll probably be done before you are, and it looks like I am. Okay, so let me get things set up for the ending here. I not often I have to do the soundboard and talk, so it's gonna be a little awkward. Where's my R2 button? There it is. Okay, so reminder, Tim will be doing a live stream of Pokemon Legends Arceus in about an hour or two. The game doesn't even come out for an hour. So Mick is asking if I'm open questions for chat. I haven't had a chance to really look at chat much, so I don't think this is a good time to do real-time chat questions. But again, if you have other questions, feel free to DM us and or email us, and we'll get them next week. So, YouTube, we have almost 1,550 subscribers, so getting close to 6,000. Twitch, we have almost 1,200 followers. So if you're watching this and aren't subscribed or following, please do. Then you'll get notifications when we post video or go live. And also thanks to our 20 Twitch subscribers. If they cost $5 a month, or if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch sub. We can use that. And doing so gets us access to our Discord. Okay, 20% off of Manscaped orders with free shipping with our code NINDADS, NINDADS, in addition to 15% off of Gooder purchases with the same code, NINDADS. We have a merch store at nintendodads.org/merch. Huge thanks to Patreon producers Dave Ernsberger, Antonio Contrario, and Solo Something. Visit our website at nintendodads.org for our latest YouTube videos, tweets, podcast episodes, links to all of our social media, and our Patreon page. Or you can also find us at most places. Search Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Search by searching for Nintendo Dads. If you want to email us, you can send us an email at nintendodads@gmail.com. Or you can leave a voicemail by calling us 92925-NDADS or 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music throughout the show. And you can, download us from your favorite podcast app of choice, like CastBox, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. If you're able to give a rating to help us to help other people who are searching for Nintendo podcasts for an older audience, then leave stars, leave a review to help hopefully bump up that rating to our ranking in their search engines to bring more people into our community. So this ends my almost Pokemon hour, the solo cast. I think everyone else will be back next week. Next week will also be the quarterly numbers episode, so Business Justin will have his hat on for that. Think that's about everything. I'll try to be listening in when Tim does his live stream, but I'll probably be busy playing the game myself. So again, thanks for everyone who's listening this and watching this live, and thanks to everyone who listens to this not live, because that's where most of our audience is, frankly. So for Marty, Justin, and Tim, this is Jesse saying good night. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you for listening into Nintendo Dads. Pika, Pika, Pikachu!
I hate